Hey people, how's it going? It's great. It's my first time in Turkey ever, so thank you so much for being here. Awesome. Alright, so I'm gonna play something for you, obviously. I just talked a little bit about my history as a musician, as a guitarist, and you know how things begin with unprocessed, and throughout the years, like how I pursue my career of playing guitar and elsewhere. So yeah, but I'm gonna shut up for now and just play a song for you if that's fine. Thank you. Alright, so the first time I was playing, and I was probably like 3 or 4 years old, and my first love was Metallica at the age of 3 or 4. My dad, he was playing in the thrash metal band at the beginning of the 90s as a bassist, and so he gifted me the Master of Puppets and the Black Album. So I was really madly in love with it. And also Iron Maiden, Pantera, that really made me a metalhead. And I was probably playing a very, very plastical guitar in the beginning. It was really nice. And yeah, I was getting the very first early real guitar when I was 4 years old. And the guitar was way bigger than I was, so it looked very stupid. But yeah, that was the beginning, just playing power chords, trying to like play some riffs, you know, with very small hands. I was very surprised and very interested in The Pig in Hand by James Hetfield. If you guys know Metallica, it kind of sounds like that. And I was really, really loving that. Because like the way he just picked everything was sounding so insane, and it was kind of percussive in a way, so I really liked that. So yeah, I was doing that for a very long time. And at the age of 6 or 7, I was playing acoustic and nylon guitar for 7 years. So I was learning all the fingerstyle picking and how to hold the guitar properly, and just get a feeling for music in general. So that was really interesting. So I was doing stuff like that a lot. Like that. So, thank you. So yeah, so I got a feeling for chords, I got a feeling for melody the first time. And also later in the years, I got like a feeling for flamenco because I was playing some classical pieces that also got inspiration from flamenco. So also what was really percussive, like all that kind of stuff that really sounds heated. I was liking that a lot, so I was really in love with flamenco then. And after the 7 years of classical guitar, I moved to a different town. I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and I was getting electric guitar lessons for the first time. I kind of hated it though. My first electric guitar teacher, he told me not to downpick everything. So, yeah. Luckily I didn't listen to him. But he was a very good funk guitar player. So he was showing me stuff like that, very ducky sounding guitar playing. Actually, I'm not a big fan of funk. I don't like the way it sounds. But the musicians are incredible. They're really nice. And I looked always very forward to to the musicians, how in the pocket they were, how tight they were. So it's really nice. I loved that a lot. So at one point I was trying to how can I put metal and flamenco and funk into one thing, And so I was trying to do the aggression of metal, like that, and the combination between funk and flamenco, like that, to put in one. Like that, and so it kept the aggression from metal and the precision of funk and the heat of flamenco, just one. But I actually wanted to do a metal band, a real metal band at one point. So my guitar teacher, he was saying, yo, you should go to this audition. It was in the music school. I was 15 or 14 years old. And he was like, go to this audition. They're playing some rock songs. It's a good startup for you. Just audition. What I didn't know that he'd sent all of the students to this audition, so I was not the only one. So there were a couple people there who auditioned, and I was just walking there with my Metallica tank, and I saw someone with long hair and a Slayer shirt, and I was like, yeah, so sick. That was the first time where I met Chris. He was 16, 17 years old. I was having this LTD guitar, the brown one. I was having my Gibson at that time. But apparently, I played the Smoke on the Water solo better than him, so I got the job. But that didn't last long. I hated it. I wanted to, have a real metal band for myself. So a couple of weeks later, at a show, we played with a the cover band and his band. We were like playing together, and I asked him if he would join me on doing a metal band. And he was like, that guy is so annoying, so small, so young. But apparently he did it. So yeah, glad. So we just jammed, talked about some bands we liked, and apparently played some demos or riffs together. And we searched for a drummer, we searched for a bassist, and also a vocalist. And we started like doing some demos. And let me say something, the old Unprocessed demos didn't sound anything like the Unprocessed now. Should I play you a riff from that era? Alright, it's a little embarrassing, okay? Just imagine that guitar tuned down like 8 semitones. It's just very, 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 very bad. We were like a technical death metal band, like a deathcore band. We started as that, and I think our name was Infected Silence or something. Like really local band stuff. But we loved it, like we were super young. But after a time, I was like, this stuff is not really my thing. Like I want to do the guitar stuff, I want to do like a little bit more melody, a little bit more percussion, a little bit more groove. So we said bye-bye to the vocalist, and we were trying to like find different vocalists that could also sing, because I'm a huge fan of singing. We couldn't find anyone, It was such a small scene. I grew up in such a small town, so nobody actually could sing and scream, listen to the type of music I was playing or like searching for, and was at the right age. So Chris was like, maybe you should sing. And I'm like, I did some singing in a choir once, but that's about it. So apparently I tried it, and Chris was like, yeah, that sounds good. I was horrible. But he was like, all right, that sounds about right. So I tried to learn how to scream. And what I did, I typed in on YouTube, how to scream. This is how I learned it. But yeah, after a couple of years and after a couple of shows, I got to like try it and got better. But apparently, yes, Unprocessed is a thing since years. So we were a local band, played in front of friends and family, 5 people for 6 years. A lot of people don't know that, but that's how it went. And after that, I was moving to a different town again to study guitar. And yeah, there were like a lot of guitarists that uploaded their videos on social media. And I was like, that's stupid. I don't want to do that. But at one point, I was like, all right, maybe I should try it. So what I did is I posted something that I was a little like a fan of, like a song, and that was my first ever video that I was uploading, and it sounded like that. Yeah, that was the first. Thank you. That was that was the first video that I uploaded on Instagram. And people really liked it. I got so many followers that were new, and I was like, all right, what should I do with it? So I actually wanted to write something also for the band that was just for me, like not a cover. I didn't want to do that. And I was searching for something that was kind of similar in that percussive strumming, but also like melody space that I could upload. And I wrote a riff that ended up on being a Process song a little bit later, and you probably know the song. I'm going to play it right now. So yeah, that was the beginning and the birth of the band dance. Thank you. And with that song, everything kind of switched for us. We got invited for the first time to the UK, to England, played quite an important scene festival for us there. And we did the first tours after that. I just kept doing the whole social media thing for quite some time. And at one point, I was touring in the UK. I can't remember which band we played with, but it was mid-end of 2019. I just remember it was really cold. That's the only thing I remember. And our tour manager during that time was like, "Yo, Manu, you shouldn't click on any link. You shouldn't go on social media for the next 3 days." And I was like, "Why? What's the deal?" So apparently, I had a shitstorm. So people called me fake, like a fake guitar player, and I sped up my videos and stuff like that. So what I did was I was doing clips during soundcheck and let people walk behind me, so it's not, the video's not faked. And I just played it as fast as I could, like 20% faster, which was really nice. And luckily, I got the right people on my side, During that time, I was doing a JTC content. It was just like a lesson thing. Guitar World magazine was writing about it. And Ibanez reached out to me for the first time, which was really nice. The first Ibanez guitar they sent to me was the Blue White AZ, and I immediately fell in love with that guitar. So yeah, that was the beginning of the partnership between Ibanez and me, which was super amazing because since I bought my first Ibanez in 2010, it was like a white RG. I loved it. Apparently it got stolen in Milano. So if you're playing shows in Milano, never let your gear alone in the van. Just small tip. But yeah, I was coming home from the tour and I was trying out some things because after that, the whole world got shut down in 2020, the beginning. So I was having a lot of free time and I just was trying out things. During that time, I was loving the harmonic stuff, like that stuff. I was really loving that. I still do though. It just sounds really nice. So I was trying to write a riff that only has harmonics in it. And yeah, it kind of sounds like that. beginning of the song Rain that got to be released as a full-on process song 2 years after. And that was also like a little milestone for me because that song really does something emotional with me. And I think it resonated with a lot of people, which is really nice. And after that, we were having, like after the tour we played with Polyphia, I was chatting with Tim a lot of times, and we were like trying to like do something together. And yeah, and during the COVID times where we couldn't play live, it seemed like the right thing to do. And we were just like having lessons at the same time by a guitarist called Tosi Nabasi, that you probably know. And yeah, that guy is a fucking freak. Let me tell you that. The way he does that with his thumb, I'm just embarrassed myself, but I don't care, like that thing. It doesn't sound as cool like he is, but we were trying to like do that as well. And yeah, I failed. But I was trying to like do it in my style. What Tim and I was doing was like, we're doing that thing, where you thumb down, push up, and do that thing. So like, that. And we were like trying to do stuff with it. Because like, basic stuff sounds awesome with it, you know? Just a boring riff, like, sounds so much more percussive and so much more exciting because of the technique you just do, you know? So we worked on something, and apparently it turned out to be a great song. And that was the beginning of the song called Real, like that. Yeah, thank you. So that song was kind of surprising for us because it kind of blew up during COVID. And after that, I was trying to do even more weird stuff. And I went back to this weird harmonic thing I was really into, and was trying to do that stuff a little bit more. And I saw someone on, I don't know what social media was, but I saw a video of someone playing like that stuff, and I was like, that sounds so cool. I actually want to do that, and I want to write a whole riff with it. But I was not seeing anyone who was doing that, and I was like, oh, maybe I could write something with it. So what I did was, I was coming home, and I was recording it note by note. That was actually the first time that I ever sped something up. So like, I did, and then like that stuff, and I was trying to like edit it even more on Ableton till it got a riff. But then I played it, and I was like, oh my god, that's not going to happen. But apparently I wrote a full song, and I actually wanted to release that ASAP, and I wanted to like play it live in front of people, so I had to force myself to play it. And yeah, that was the results. So yeah, that was the beginning of That Rose, and I think it's still to that day the most popular song by Unprocessed, which almost with like 10 million streams only on Spotify, which is amazing. I love that song. But yeah, so that was the two songs that we made during the beginning of COVID that somehow didn't end up being in gold. Luckily, because the gold process was really heavy for us. It was a nightmare because we were like having some troubles with our label. That's the reason why it took so long, and that's the reason why the record after that was so heavy. But I'll get back to it later. So after that whole That Rose real thing, we were trying to like write a cohesive record. Turned out to be not too much cohesive 3 years later. And some of my favorite riffs were on that record, you know, combining all the different techniques that I was just like, you know, talking about. For example, the longing riff. The Orange Grove riff. Or that one. Yeah, it was just like a bunch of riffs that I really liked that went like a little bit more poppy and less metal. Just we wanted to try something different. I was having a big pop phase in 2020. I was listening to way too much Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. But yeah, no, it was super cool. And after that, I think it was 2022. We played our first show after 2.5 years at a German festival called Rock am Ring. Maybe you guys know that. And it was in front of 20,000 plus people. It was insane. But funny story, we walked on stage without having any click or backing track in the ears. And our full show is programmed through, so everything has to be sorted out, and it was a nightmare because we kind of knew that, you know, like if you play festivals, you know, you have to be super on time. Everything is super strict, and if you fuck up, you fuck up. It doesn't matter. After 2 songs, Leon luckily switched the cables, so he was like the only one who was like having click. And he was like doing the click with a pedal hi-hat. Whatever. Weird story. But no, we were like having the first shows again and we were like ready to rock. But somehow the gold songs were a little bit boring live, to be honest. And it was also the time where we luckily got out of the contract. So we could do whatever we want to do. So I locked myself in the studio and wrote the next record in 3 months because I just wanted to like put something out that was really heavy. And that was the record called And Everything in Between. Yep. Do you guys want to listen to a whole song?
Yeah.
Alright. Then I'm going to play something for you. Because we never played here live. Unfortunately. Maybe we should change that. Would you guys be up for an unprocessed show in Istanbul?
Yes!
Yeah, I'd be down to it. You guys are just so far away. We'll make it happen someday. Promise. That record is really fun to play. So, and after that record, one of the best things in my life happened, and that's that guitar. So yeah, that's the MGF M10, and it's my first signature guitar by Ibanez, which is insane. And Yeah, we designed the guitar. For me, being the probably like the best thing on stage because that one is like we have the guitar in the showroom. Just give yourself a favor, grab that guitar, play it, and hold it. It's so nice. Apparently, you guys haven't seen an process show before, but if you would have seen, you guys know that we jump around a lot. We do like some rock and roll stuff, so that guitar really helps to do it. And just for like the colors and the design, I was trying to like combine retro meets modern. So it means the gold with the black and the red. That would have been like a guitar that could have been built in the 40s, 50s, and 60s just from the colorway. So it's really, in a way, it's nostalgic, but it's also super modern. And the modern aspect is also because of the frets. You know, like I'm playing like a lot of weird, large chords, and the frets are like they angles, so it's like a little bit more natural to grab these chords. Also, we have a lot of pickup opportunities for the metal stuff, and like a little bit twangy, like the warm stuff, and it's my go-to fourth positions like I like bleed stuff. I just didn't change anything, it's just the pickups. And it's really insane. It's the Ibanez own pickups, the Q58s. And I think Ibanez did like the most awesome job with it. So yeah, shout out to the whole Ibanez team. And yeah, it's really awesome. Such an honor to be a signature artist now. So, back to the music. How do I even write this stuff? I think a lot of you guys are curious about that. 90% of the times I start with the guitar, obviously. But with chords, I got an example for you. So, you guys know the song The Longing? It started off with chords. I just play the chords and the chorus for you, and maybe one of you guys know the movie I was referring to, because my inspiration for some of the chords and like a lot of melodies is actually movies. I love soundtracks. So yeah, it just goes like that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I copied it straight away from Hans Zimmer. Yeah, it's just like an example. I don't copy everything. But like, let's begin with some chords, for example. It's like, you know, just these chords. And then I'm adding a melody. After that, I'm just like combining. And then I do the stuff that I did on Dead Rose, which is I write beyond my capability. So I write things that I'm not even able to play. So I have to force myself to play it to get better. So I just do weird stuff with it at the end. And apparently, after all the stuff I recorded and produced, it sounds like this. yeah, this is the example of how I write Blackbone, for example. After that, I'm doing some weird production shit. A lot of production stuff, actually. The most of our tracks have like 150 layers. After that, I'm doing program drums, program bass, just a little bit of walking around in my studio, humming some weird vocal melodies. And what I also do is I record and produce in a very finished mixed and mastered track, so it sounds better. This is what I do. And after that, I'm sending it to Leon, sending it to David. They're playing their instruments, and then it's a song. It's really, really easy. It got mixed, it's mixed and mastered by me because as I was starting the whole producing thing, we were way too young, and my parents didn't have any money to send us to the studio. So I used Ableton since I'm 16 years old, and which allows us to a lot of freedom in our own music. So sometimes I do this weird thing with my tone, and I know it's a very often asked question, how I do that. I will record a riff right now, and after that, give me 2 seconds, and I will show you what I do. That was just a random riff. So what I do is I pitch it down an octave in Ableton with a warping system called Complex Pro, and it's really fucking awesome. It's really weird, and I love it. And it sounds like this. Really heavy at the same time, which is not even distorted. I use that a lot, and what I also do is I do the same thing with tapping harmonics. This is how I get the very sparkling sound. I'm gonna show you. So let's record something. Does someone of you know the chords? The song Sacrifice Me. Yeah, so I do the same thing. I duplicate the track, send it to another track, and then I pitch it not down, but I pitch it up. And it sounds like this. It's just guitar. It's nothing else. It's just guitar. This is how I get the very belly, ringy tone that almost sounds like a synthesizer. And let me show it to you without any effects. It's the same. That's it. This is what I do a lot of times when it comes to guitar, just a little bit of production, stereo widening, and then you're good. So a lot of stuff you hear on the unprocessed songs, it's done that way to give the guitar a little bit more space and to sound a little bit different. So yeah, I will play another song for you now.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Alright, so I taught you guys pretty much my whole life. If you guys want to know something else, now it's the time for you to ask me several questions. It doesn't have to be about music. Yeah, let's just have a chat. So if you guys want to talk to me, raise your hands and give me your question. Do we have a second mic? Yes, we do have a second mic. All right.
Çok iyi.
I don't actually need a mic, but
Hey, you hear me?
Yes. Hey, how's it going?
Thank you. Good. First of all, thank you for this beautiful event.
Thank you.
And welcome to our country.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it. And
Oh, absolutely. We went on boat touring this morning. It was insane. So shout out to the guys for doing that. No, your country is fucking beautiful. Holy shit. Sorry. Question. Yep.
And I hope one day you and your fans will come to Turkey for a performance.
Yeah.
I've got two questions for you, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
As you know, metalcore has been going a lot recently.
Absolutely.
There has been really improvement, developments. That has been really fast changing. And how do you think in the near future it will be like that? And the second question is, how do you practice your band, and how often?
Okay. So first question is, I think that modern metal, or like metalcore, currently is on a very, very, very successful and good path. You know, like we got bands right now that are so talented and so humble at the same time, and so amazing, doing great stuff with, you know, Sleep Token's new record just being on #1 Billboard. You know, Spirit Box is doing so great. Recently we're on Jimmy Kimmel as well as Knock Blues. I think metalcore has never been that important in the music scene. And I think it's really insane. And it's the same with guitar. I'm seeing so many people, young people, I mean, it's incredible, like so many kids playing guitar and modern stuff, which is awesome. No, right now I really love it. So I think it's great. Second question, we don't rehearse that much. We only rehearse before tours or before festivals. We are very lazy. Yes. All right, more question.
Hello, first of all.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to our country.
Thank you.
I hope you're enjoying it.
Absolutely.
So my question is that you mentioned earlier that you continued with your band for 6 years without little to no success.
Yep.
I assume. And how did you keep that up? Like I myself, I'm in a band right now, and it's been close to 3 years, and we've been really struggling with, especially the mix and mastering. Because it's so hard to release a song. Like writing is easy when you have the synergy around the band. I think we can come up with good stuff, but the important thing is that we actually come up with songs. So I would really appreciate a few tips if you have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like how did you pass that
Yeah.
6 years later?
We were, to be honest, we were really young. And I think what helped was hope. You know, if you have big hope, things are super nice. If you lose hope, things get a little bit difficult. And at the end of the day, it's just fun. If you're still having fun doing it, then you're doing the right thing. If you're not having fun doing it, it's not the right thing. So these two things, very simple, keep you up doing that stuff. And for anything else, there's results, you know, like the mix and master problem. Just reach out, social media, Twitter, whatever. For example, go to Discord groups. For example, I got a Discord group, and a lot of people there are like engineers themselves and stuff like that, so they probably do like a good price for it, and it sounds amazing. Because nowadays, I would say almost every third musician is also a producer and can mix stuff, you know? So that's not a problem. Just don't be too scared to release your own stuff. We did that right away. I think we did that too early in 2014, you know? No one knew about us. And the record is still on Spotify, and it's considered sometimes to be the first record, and I'm always embarrassed by it. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just me being a 15-year-old in the bedroom. So the first real official record, I always say it's Covenant, you know? So yeah, don't be scared about it. Do millions of mistakes. You will learn about it. The only thing I will say though, if there's a record label knocking on your door, think about it a little bit longer than 1 month.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi Manuel.
How's it going?
First of all, I gotta say that I absolutely love your singing aside from your godlike guitar skills.
Oh, thank you.
But I gotta ask, like, sometimes do you feel like your singing ability is overshadowed by your guitar skills? And if so, how does that perception going around affect you?
Oh, good question. Very good question. Yes, it did. For 10 years, absolutely. Because like the first records, I cannot listen to that because I sound like shit. And I was hating myself on these records. And just like after Gold, I kept really like, I was really start to like liking my voice and start the things I do. And that came from constantly touring and recording myself, you know, like a little bit of the aspect I do with the guitar. Like you record something that maybe is like a little bit too hard, but then you have to practice it to be live. And it got overshadowed quite a long time. But right now, actually, I'm surprised by how many people say that they also like my voice now and not talking about the guitar skills. That makes me even more proud than people saying, hey, I love your guitar work, you know, because it's a little bit more vulnerable. But yeah, sorry, was that your question? What was that your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah. By the way, good job on playing Dad Rose.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, he was fucking nailing the Dad Rose and the Bandit riff. I was like, damn, you guys are all better than me. All right, next question.
Hello.
How's it going?
I just want to ask that, like, how did you practice about like singing and playing the guitar at the same time? Because
Yeah.
it's like you are not just playing rhythm or like chords, you know, you are playing very complex stuff and at the same time singing with like not just normal singing, maybe like adding
Ne? Onu da yapacağım.
weird techniques to it. So
Yeah.
I just want to ask, like, did you practice specifically for that, or was it just like naturally?
So yeah, that was also like in the whole process of playing live and just trying things out. I think I never really sat down and practiced playing guitar and singing at the same time. I was just doing it, you know, doing these songs, just being in the practice room and rehearsal space and just like trying to do it. Sometimes it's good to jump in the cold water directly. But maybe I would be even better if I would practice a little bit more, you know. But what I do is I practice the guitar parts where you don't have to think about it anymore. So it's just muscle memory. And after that, I just can constantly thinking about the vocals. So when I play live, I don't think about playing guitar. I only think about vocals. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, a lot of questions on the sides. He's a runner.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to Turkey, and
Thank you.
I thank to Zuhal Music and Ibanez Guitars for this amazing event. I want to ask you that you haven't used any stamp boxes or any processes I didn't saw. Why you choose computer-based plugins? And second question, in your studio records and your concerts, what equipment do you use?
Yeah, it is pretty much the same question in one. So right now I'm not using any of my stuff because of an accident. So normally I would have my quad cortex with me, and I haven't used, like I'm not using plugins anymore since 2 years. It's just for now. But what I do normally is, and everything in between and the new singles were recorded with a real app. What I do have is a company called Synergy, like energy, but Synergy. They're making these amps with modules. They're like tiny little modules built by companies like Marshall, Bogner, Engel, and they also got like own thing. What I did use was a module called 2CP. Just Google it afterwards, it's amazing. 2CP. This is where I got the sound for the harsh 8-string, low gain, really percussive sound, like the opening riff to Snow Lover or Hell. I used it with that one. After that, I captured it in my quad cortex, so I have the tones constantly. This is what I was using, yeah, all the time, live, studio. Yep. You may have seen the pink, real big amp in my studio, like for videos, that's the one.
My 5-6 years diye başladım sonra dedim ki ben bu geçmiş zamanı böyle görüyorum.
Hey Manuel.
Hey, how's it going?
Yes, fine. Like, question is quite simple actually. I like your playing guitar. Yeah, I like your playing guitar. And your overdrive tone. But I'm just talking about your distorted guitar. First, I'm talking about unprecedented guitar. Most of modern metal bands use tight distorted guitar tones, as you know.
Absolutely.
But the unprocessed distorted guitar tone, something's weird for me. It's about.
It is. It's really weird.
No, it's, I know it's. I accept it that it's signature. So quite pretty, but it's a little bit awkward for me. why choose this guitar tone? Your choice. It's about your technique. It's your producer's choice or sound engineers. Why use this noisy, dirty, overdrive guitar tone?
Yeah, it was 100% my choice. We were like getting this module by Synergy, the one I just talked about, and I was playing it with the 8-string, and I was like, wow, that sounds, it's just different, and I kind of loved it after a couple of weeks trying that, and it has something about it that when you play chords and when you play stuff on an 8-string on a very low tuning, you immediately can hear every string that is played. And I don't have this with like plugins or like generic guitar tones. On the And Everything record, it's even more fuzzy and dirtier than like the new stuff. I kind of changed that a little bit because it was like a little bit too much for like the new stuff. But yeah, this is why I like it. It's just different, it's a little bit more dirty, it's a little bit more raw, and I kind of like that if you play full chord, you can almost like hear every string. That's the reason why. You're welcome.
Hey man, how's it going?
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Great.
I'll go one question.
Yep.
Like, what was the thought process behind the breakdown of the song Trash?
Thrash?
I've been wondering this a lot.
Yeah, so it's so funny. Everyone is calling it a breakdown. I even think about it as a breakdown. So what I did is, you guys know the band Slayer? Like that? I was just trying to like do the Slayer riff with no distortion. That's it. This is why like, you know, that's a little bit more grittier than that one. It's just the eye right now. But it's stupid as it is, that's the whole thought process. I was just like, Slayer clean, let's try it. And that's it.
Seeing
I've seen everybody call it like Lorna Shore breakdown without distortion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Nick called it like Lorna Show for Lo-Fi Kids or something. He was calling me right after that. He was like, he was checking out the video. He was like calling me after that. I was like, dude. It was really nice. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I don't know, like, for me it's just a C part, it's not even a breakdown. It doesn't make any sense for it like, to be a breakdown, but apparently, like, even live, the people go hard as fuck when they hear that, so, yeah. Maybe we'll do it even more.
Hope to see it someday, yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah, you will, pretty sure. I noticed that, like, there are, like, some people waiting for a question, like, for a long time now. Something happening.
Hello, Gardner.
Hey, how's it going?
It's really good to see you here. I want to ask only two questions to you, actually. First of all, many of the guitar players in Turkey we are not using as DAW system Ableton. Why do you? First of all, why are you using this? This is my first question. What is the difference for you as a guitar player? And the second one, when we are hearing your music here as an audience, we hear also the clean sound without any process. Is that choice or because of your fundamentals about the classical background actually? Maybe you were mentioning about when you were 6, you were playing acoustic guitar and the other stuff. Is it a choice for you? What, could you explain it for us, please?
So yeah, first question was, sorry, I couldn't remember the first question.
Ableton one.
Yes, Ableton. I'm using Ableton since 2012. The trick I just showed you with like the weird guitar tone thing, it's just possible with Ableton in a way, and it's just my first DAW. That's why I kept it. I think for me it's like not a reason why I should switch because I know the workstation pretty well. And the second question, yes, you guys are hearing DI with like Nita. This is by choice, but just for the clinic. So what I wanted to achieve, this is also why I like play only one song with the backing track, to give you 100% authentic listen what I'm really playing with the guitar. So this is why I add like a DI sound to it, so you guys can have like hear anything without a lot of effects.
This is my first time, probably for like many of us listening your music first time. And I thought that maybe because of your flamenco background, you were sending
No, not really.
sound,
We're not.
sound. Okay.
Yeah, we're not doing it live. We're not doing it in the studio. It's just for the clinic, so you guys can have like hear the strings better.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Should we do maybe three more questions, and then I'll just play one more song for you, and after that we'll do the autograph session. Great.
Hi Manuel, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Hey, how's it going?
I would like to say my generation was grow up with 18 metal music.
Yeah.
And in the last decades, the metal music was evolved with your technique and like your like similar bands like yours.
Thank you.
I would like to say we can perform good power chords, every kind of techniques like alternative picking, speed picking, but your technique is really different from us. Can you give us some tricks for your picking technique?
Absolutely.
You use slaps, pop-ups. Can you give us some tricks for practicing your technique?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, for example, like the weird stuff that I do. All right, I'm gonna show it just like the DI sound, so you guys can have it clearly. So what I do is, a lot of times, like I do the down down up technique. So, like that. do is, I see a lot of people like doing that with a full arm, like Slayer's doing it. If I do this, I'm exhausted after 3 seconds. So, you guys know the little, oh, you guys have it there. Like the little foosball, like the football thing, like that. It's pretty much the same motion. Like, I'm just using my wrist, that's it. So not the full arm. That's one trick I can give to you. And for like hybrid picking, like just try it with like normal chords, like just like if you would play, just try to like do it with those. And then you get like really into the whole process of hybrid picking. Just small steps, like, and what I also do, and also would say to you is the precision of the tapping harmonics, for example. Like, if you do that and you just like hit really hard, it doesn't sound as good. It's like really on the frets like that, and not the whole arm, because you don't need to be super loud. The PA's doing it for you, so like that. It's just really simple. A lot of people overthink it and think like harsh movement is also loudness, which is not the case. Yeah.
On your right, I'm here.
Oh, how's it going?
Actually, we met each other at 2019 at Brother Festival.
Whoa! Hey, good to see you again. Awesome.
We took a picture together also.
Awesome. That's been a long time, 6 years.
Yeah, I asked you at